This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace.
Hello, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we're your hosts. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Grace.
And Grace is here to tell us her second episode of the Halloween season. We're still celebrating October/Halloween here, talking about spooky, creepy, horrifying cartoon episodes. And yeah, I'm very excited. Can't wait to hear what she's talking about today. So I'm going to hand it off to her.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited about this episode. I'm taking us back to a show we've covered before, and I love so much. We love so much. And Alexis, I hope you're ready today to get dangerous.
I'm always ready. Duck. When there's trouble, just DW. I'm always ready to get dangerous. Okay?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Also, I gotta say, I was just thinking about the Darkwing Duck, DWD theme song, like literally yesterday. I forget what I was listening to something else.
We're always the same.
And I was like, man, I kind of want to add that song to this playlist because it was like that 90s kind of like hip hop jazz, like New Jack Swing vibe playlist. Swing, I was like, man. Anyways.
Just throw it in there, see who notices that it's about Darkwing Duck theme song.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's always time to get dangerous. It's always time for Darkwing Duck. He's come up in our Halloween episodes before, and I found another one for him in Halloween.
Awesome.
So, this is season 1, episode 47, and I'll tell you the title of it in a little bit because it kind of gives it away. It's a crazy title. So, and also because we start off too busy, too in the thick of it to talk about the title is because we open this episode in a high-speed chase downtown.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
So,
actual crime
in the middle of it. We've got Darkwing Duck, who we'll call DW throughout, that's who we're referring to, and Launchpad, sometimes I'll call him LP, who's his sidekick / life partner, if you ask us. They are in their, duo motorcycle sidecar thing, yes, that's the word.
LP's in the sidecar,
as always. Yes. And they are screeching downtown as they chase Megavolt, who is a mad rat who has the ability to control electricity. You covered the origin story of Megavolt in our Darkwing Duck arc eons ago, it feels like.
So long ago. It was 85 years ago. It's
been 84 years since we saw Megavolt. Yes, and so Megavolt is dashing away from, we're not totally sure what crime he committed this time, but he's dashing away to, of all places, an anvil factory, which, this is a cartoon. You know things aren't going to go well in a factory full of anvils.
No.
So, as soon as DW and LP chase him in there, Megavolt starts dropping anvils on them left, right, and center. And, DW and LP, they hopped off their motorcycle / sidecar, and they're able to dodge most of them. Most. Being the key word in that sentence.
One anvil to the head is too many, so...
One anvil to the head, Alexis, is all it takes sometimes, Because...
Just one.
Yes, one lands directly on DW, who very clearly and immediately becomes concussed. The classic seeing double, seeing the giant head, welt grow on his head, classic cartoon things. And so Megavolt takes this opportunity, seeing his nemesis concussed, to run from the factory, taking to the power lines of the city to bolt from them. And LP helps DW up from being knocked down and hit by a freaking anvil. And they run to the motorcycle again. But when DW had gotten hit by that anvil, he was wearing his helmet from the motorcycle. And as you can assume, the helmet shattered upon that happening because an anvil fell on your head. Yeah. Fortunately, they're not.
They don't make them that strong. They don't make helmets that strong. Yeah,
direct or skulls or anything. Apparently,
nothing really.
Nothing really. If it's head related, anvil's taking it down. So
I'm sorry. In hindsight, what really are anvils used for other than weighing things? Do they have some sort of like construction benefit?
You know,
I
when
never
I
really thought
picture
about
someone
that.
doing metalworking, I picture an anvil. Like you can hit hot
Oh,
metal
that's
on an
right.
anvil kind of
Yeah,
thing. You making a
okay. I was
sword,
like,
you're
what?
using an anvil
That's
to
right.
make that
Yeah,
sword.
yeah, that's right. It's like, why do we have these things again? Because they seem to only create problems. They seem way too dangerous, but that's just my cartoon obsessed brain thinking it through and not being like, what are these things
What's
actually
the like
for?
actual use for them? I'm sure there's
Yeah,
like a
okay. But
more
I feel like
common
those should
use,
be
and
like
I just think
secured
of
to the
it.
ground and
Yeah.
not,
Why are you
you
swinging
know?
those around?
Yeah.
Why were
Or are they
those
just
up
like stacked
high?
up somewhere? Yeah.
Yeah. Those should be on the
So,
ground at all times. At
yeah.
most falling on a foot and breaking some toes. But a head?
Right.
Head trauma?
Ahead, you're done.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of liability on an anvil for sure. An anvil factory?
Yeah.
Insane. Separate
Please.
those.
Yeah.
Please. Come on.
Please.
This is the 90s. Who's to say what was going on there?
Different time.
Different
Mm.
time. So they run up to the motorcycle and LP immediately like pulls the keys from it essentially. And he's like, Darkwing, you don't have a helmet on. We can't drive this motorcycle right now. Helmet
Such a Boy Scout.
safety.
Yeah.
Oh, such a Boy Scout Disney show. Lame. Motorcycle
Yeah.
helmets, lame.
Lame.
Who needs
Live a
them?
little LP. Come on.
Put a pin in that, Alexis.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Put a pin in that exact statement. So, so DW, of course, shoos LP off. He's frustrated with them, and he's like, "Look, we're letting Megavolt get away. We can't do that. Screw helmet safety."
Mm.
He turns that motorcycle back on, shifts into high gear. Remember, by the way, he is fully concussed. Also,
Oh, that's right.
not
Seeing
seeing or
doubles.
thinking straight, perhaps. And yes, seeing
Yeah.
doubles. DW immediately slams directly into a brick wall and
Oh my God.
flies off the bike.
Ah, wow. I thought it would just be like, he's a little wobbly and shit. I didn't think that, like, yikes, that it would go that hard, that quickly.
Oh, it goes
Okay. Oh, that's like
harder.
a really, really bad concussion. Yikes.
So we see him, as I said, yeah, not just hit a wall, Alexis, really bad concussion. We see him fly off the bike after hitting in the wall and like continuing to like go through the wall kind of thing. And he lands kind of somewhere unexpected, not back into an anvil factory, which would also be bad. More concussions.
Like they're
But
everywhere.
he lands in like what looks like a kind of like a galaxy situation. Like he's almost like sitting in like clouds surrounded by stars
Oh
for
no.
as far as the eye can see. And he's just as confused as we are when he kind of like shakes his head and is like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? But, you know, again, majorly concussed. So we do see all of a sudden him falling from this weird dreamlike place that he was in. But he keeps falling, Alexis, and falling and
Uh-oh.
falling and falling
Uh-oh.
until he
Uh-oh.
slams into a dark, hot cave full of spikes, flames,
Mm.
bones.
Little red men. With
You know, we do
tridents.
see a long line of people waiting in front of a big fiery gate, it seems. And DW, he's sweating right now. It's hot down there. Again, he's surrounded by
hot.
flames down
Yeah.
here.
Ain't freezing over down here anytime
None of it's
soon.
freezing over down here quite yet. But unlike maybe you right now, he's not sure exactly where he is. So he
Yeah,
got some suspicions here. He decides to cut the line of all of these people, which, you know, is maybe another clear indicator of why he fell from
why
where
he's
he
where he
was.
is.
Why he fell out, because he cuts this huge line of thousands of people.
Proving the point there, buddy.
Proof's in the pudding right here. Yeah, you're really solidifying
Leaning
where
into
you're
this.
at. And yes, he walks to the front of this very, very long line where we see roaring flames and
Not a long
Alexis,
line.
a familiar figure, a figure that I covered in a Halloween arc from a banned episode of this show, because that's
Yeah.
it. Top of the line, we see our dear old friend, cue the Queen music, Beelzebub. Because that's right, Alexis. Not only are we in hell right now in this episode of Darkwing Duck, but you said live a little. This episode is called Dead Duck.
Oh, great.
So,
opposite of what I recommended.
Opposite of what you recommended.
Wow. Oh man, I didn't know they had more than one episode about hell of this show. That's why at a certain point I was thinking, hasn't Grace covered an episode of Darkwing Duck in Hell before, or like that had to do with Beelzebub? How many times did they cover this in the show?
At least twice. At least 2 times. One time it was banned. This one apparently wasn't. We'll see. I guess.
Yeah, I want to know what's the distinction. I guess maybe we'll get there, or
maybe we'll talk about it.
We can think about it afterwards.
Yeah, I think I have a theory as to why, but
I'd have to refresh myself on the other episode too. Though I remember some parts of it, but I can't remember other than like it having to directly do with hell.
Yeah, I don't totally remember why it was banned.
I can't think of why it was banned. Other than that, which
I think maybe it was more like satanic panic-y time, and that episode was like pretty hard on
the nose
hell situation. Yeah, the Satan situation here. So,
but is this one not? He's literally in hell.
Oh, you'll find out. You'll find out. We'll see.
Okay,
we'll see what happens here.
All right.
But
I'm angry. I'm upset.
Justice for the banned episode. Put it back on air.
Yeah, I was like, what's the logic and the reasoning here? Anyways,
we'll see, maybe. All right. I think I maybe know what.
So calm down. I need to just get back in line.
You're
and let Darkwing walk
Beelzebub
by me as he cuts me in line.
Yes.
Did you see us down there waving?
Yeah, we're big fans.
What you doing here?
Yes, we see our sweet dear Beelzebub spot Darkwing, and he is elated. He's a huge fan of Darkwing Duck. He's like, my man, welcome back to hell. What is going on? Can't believe you've made it, kid.
Wild.
He doesn't, of course, explicitly say hell.
Yes.
But he does like lean in and like whisper to DW, like, oh, welcome. And like whispers in, and you see Darkwing's eyes get huge and he starts shaking. And DW is like, please, you got to help me get out of here. And Beelzebub is like, that's kind of like the whole thing is that, there's no way out here, kid. Like that's like our whole thing here is that you're here for good.
Yeah.
So in their conversation, it's intercut with Beelzebub, who, by the way, Darkwing does actually say Lucifer once in this episode, like in referring to him. But like, both of those names, Beelzebub and Lucifer, though, used for different entities, are used interchangeably to represent Satan. So like, I'm not technically wrong. This is Satan we're talking about. He could be Beelzebub. It could be Lucifer. Whatever. We'll call him Satan.
Many names.
Takes many names in many forms. Anyways, the conversation with like Beelzebub and Darkwing is intercut with Beelzebub pausing to use his trident to shoot someone with fire, which launches them into like an enormous flame, like at the front of the line. And this includes like first a car salesman who's like at the front of the line. He's like, oh, car salesman, get back there. And just like shoots him. And then classically, I think they did this in the band episode too, where there's a senator who walks up to the front and who's like trying to get out of line, and Beelzebub's like, eternity's waiting, senator, I ain't got all day, and just like shoots him with flames and
get out of my face.
Launches them to the fiery flames and takes them, which is great for a children's show, just seeing people get shot with flames and burned alive.
Yeah. No, but hey, it's good that they tell you who it is.
Yes, they name and names.
What they did, exactly.
Why they're here.
Interesting.
So yes, as Beelzebub is distracted with, taking care of business down there, he's got a big long line, as I mentioned. Darkwing takes this chance to run away. And he passes the long line. He's sprinting past that long line. He is being chased by Beelzebub, who's yelling at him, screaming that there are rules to follow down here. And if you don't follow the rules, after all, he's going to sue Darkwing. He's got plenty of lawyers down here, the best attorneys around here to help him out with that case.
Why do I feel like that joke was in the last
It was
episode
absolutely in that
too?
last one. Because there's a personal
Jeez.
attack on you. That's why you
It
remember
was.
it.
It's like, this is not the first time I've faced this personal attack. It's not the
Yeah,
second time
from
either, to
this
be fair, but
show.
still.
Well, at
Yeah,
least the
yeah.
second time from
From
this
this
show
show.
specifically.
Yes.
So, yes, Darkwing, while he's running, he gets away from the line and he happens to find an elevator. So,
Oh,
elevator in
convenient.
hell. Take note, everyone. There's an elevator in hell.
Nice. Yeah, just got to look hard enough.
You just gotta look hard enough. So he pops in just before Beelzebub gets to him, and he rides the elevator. He just hits the top button, and it goes up and up and up and up and up and up until it dings at the top floor and opens up to reveal fluffy, white, sherbet-colored flat clouds and a large golden gate. And at the right in front of this golden gate, there's this old little southern dog with a big old mustache and a halo and wings. And he says, well, why, it's Mr. Darkwing Duck, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
He knows exactly who DW is, but DW is confused somehow. I don't know how he doesn't know these pearly gates of heaven.
Yeah.
And he confirms
He's
it's
agnostic.
him. Yeah, DW is Disney show. Completely.
Yeah.
So this old southern dog, he pulls out a computer to check the reservations, but whew, sheesh, gets a little awkward in here when he can't find Darkwing anywhere in
Are
those
you
records.
sure you made a reservation here, sir?
Sir, I know who you are, sir. I know who you are. You don't have to tell me. I respect you, but
I'm trying to not make a scene. I'm trying to make this
don't
as
call my
easy on you
manager.
as possible, but we don't have a room for you here.
We don't. It looks like no one called ahead. Did you have the right date? Because you're not in there. But this awkwardness is interrupted when we hear another ding for the elevator, and our dear Satan storms out and immediately starts yelling at the dog, saying, "For Pete's sake, Peter, start hogging all the personnel." So, yes,
Peter, nice.
Yes, obviously this dog is Saint Peter at the pearly gates of heaven, and him and Beelzebub. Again, I keep going back and forth. Satan, Beelzebub, Lucifer, whatever. I know they're different.
Yeah, same dude, kind of.
Same
mostly. Yeah.
And it's more fun to say Beelzebub. So they immediately start fighting about who gets Darkwing Duck's soul. And they realize this is ridiculous. And they literally say, I think Beelzebub says, why don't we just flip a coin for the dead duck?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Man. Like, guys, don't live a life where, like, if this is what you believe in, don't live a life where it's a coin toss. Are you going to heaven or hell? Coin toss. Like, and make it pretty clear and obvious. And
we're like, they don't really care that much about you. Like,
exactly.
They just refer to you as a dead duck, even though they said they were fans. They just want your soul, my man, my duck. Yeah. So at this comment, though, Darkwing grabs the coin like a mid-flip, and he also suddenly, somehow, again, maybe he was concussed for too long, but he's like
that's a sentence to hell right there. Anyway,
yeah, just grabbing the coin.
You're like
flip
cheating because you're like breaking the rules, and you're like, are you stealing this money?
Yeah,
are you stealing this
like,
coin?
See,
can I have
cut
him,
the line?
Please?
Cheating on this soul coin toss.
Yeah.
You want this? You want this in your?
You want this?
Behind those gates?
This lawlessness,
Peter? Yeah. Who knows what he's going to do back there? But yeah, DW was like, sorry, did you say dead duck? Who, perchance, are you talking about? I don't see a dead duck around here.
Well, you're the only duck here. I'm assuming Lucifer's not I don't know what they.
He's just a weird ass
depict him as. Okay,
situation.
like a demon looking thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where Beelzebub and Peter just like stare at each other and stare at DW, just like in disbelief. Like, are you gonna tell him? What? No, you gonna tell him? No, you gonna tell him?
Whoever tells him gets to keep him. Nose goes.
Yeah, nose goes. Should we flip a coin? I have another coin. Want to flip another coin?
Yeah.
And DW uses this momentary confusion to run back to the elevator and hit a different floor, I guess, and escape yet again. And he's able this time to make it back to Earth. But as we see him walk onto our planet here, we see him as an apparition. He's like fully transparent, looking like a ghost. It's clear to us, if it wasn't very clear already, this is a dead duck on our hands. We got a dead duck here.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So he makes it home, confused about how rude people are these days, just not even saying hi to him, walking right by him, kind of threw him a couple points that he's pretty confused about. He thinks people are just bumping into him. And as he gets home, Alexis, Goslin and LP are walking in fully in funeral attire, bawling, crying their eyes out about how much they're going to miss their dad / GW.
Ooh.
Like, it's actually low-key extremely sad, especially for Goslin, but like LP is bawling his eyes out too, and he's trying to comfort her and be
his
strong.
Man. He just lost his man. And Goslin lost her father.
He's a single parent now. It's hard. And so with every comment though, like DW is like responding and being like, what are you guys talking about? And he's getting more and more frustrated with them ignoring him and being so dramatic about nothing. And he's getting angrier and angrier until he finally snaps and just starts like yelling at them of like, I'm right here. He like jumps on the table and screaming at them. And Goslin, like between her like crying and sobs, goes, it's almost like I can hear him again. And she looks up and jumps back and says, it's almost like I can see him again.
Oh, no.
And LP looks up now. And, of course, they start screaming because they see
they can both see him. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And then DW screams, and then they scream more. And then there's a lot of screaming happening, back and forth of what's happening.
Just everyone's screaming. It's crazy.
A lot of screaming happening. A lot of confusion, which is understandable. But DW is like, y'all, I am not dead. I just need a little help. There's just something weird going on, but not dead. Not dead. Just need a little assistance with some situation here. And yeah, they're like, well, we kind of saw your body. We kind of just buried you. So.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
Yeah, and DW is paddling upstream on that river right now. Going upstream without a paddle for him. So naturally, though, they need to go find someone who can help, an expert in all things spooky, who was also in my last episode, Morgana, who is basically a duck who looks like the Bride of Frankenstein, essentially like vibe. She's a like Transylvanian sorceress. She's an expert, on all things spooky. She is sometimes sometimes DW's girlfriend, but you know what? Whatever. LP, maybe they're polyamorous. Who's to say?
Yeah,
like they can be life partners and poly. Exactly. Everything all can be true at once. Yeah. So Morgana, of course, decides to help. She, of course, can see DW immediately and is like, uh-oh. Yikes. And she's like,
not looking good for you, buddy.
Things are looking pretty grim, but not in the way I like them to be grim.
Yeah.
So she gets out a spell book and tries an incantation for reincarnation, but it just turns DW into a carnation. And she undoes it quickly, and she's like, she levels with him, and she's like, my man, bringing back someone from the dead is like nearly impossible. I don't know if I can do this. And at the D word, dead, DW cuts her off because, yes, he is continuing to be in denial about being quote unquote dead, and he storms off. And
all right, buddy.
See how far this is going to get you, my man.
Yeah, exactly.
Not far. So in the house, he goes like into the living room or something like that. And he turns on the TV where it's a talk show and it's announcing their upcoming guests this week. The villain who kills superheroes, Megavolt. Megavolt is going on a book tour about his memoir about how he killed the one and only Darkwing Duck.
From a jail cell? Is he like in cuffs as he's doing this tour?
He's got some good lawyers. Like, no one's concerned.
Yes. Yeah. Beelzebub loaned a few of his lawyers.
He sent him back up there.
Yeah.
He was pissed that DW got away. Yeah,
Yeah. He's
it's
like, I'll give you
payback.
2 months of life if you make sure this guy gets off free for
Yeah,
killing
exactly.
Darkwing.
So DW is pissed even more because he's like, no one killed me. And even if I was quote unquote dead, shouldn't I be, like you just said, shouldn't DW be getting like praised and airtime and like in
Yeah.
memoriam, not the dude who
Also
killed
true.
him?
Yeah.
So he vows to find a way to stop this quote assaulting battery unquote, which is very funny and subtle
That
and
is
quirky
good.
and
Yeah. It
funny.
took me a few seconds, but yes,
Yes,
that
about
is good.
Megavolt and assaulting battery.
Megavolt battery. Yes.
Yeah, you got
Ah,
it. You got it.
to assault
So,
it. Yeah.
yes, you put it together. So, DW is like, I'm going to take this guy down. Like, I'm still going to stop Megavolt from whatever this weird apparition way that I am existing right now. So,
Hmm.
DW ghosts his way to Megavolt's lair, but Megavolt doesn't notice him at all. Like,
Because he's a
Meg,
ghost.
one, because he's a ghost. Two, Megavolt is too busy being on the phone with his agent, working on cutting a movie deal.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Bigger fish to fry. Yeah, his time's
Yep.
occupied.
Comment on
He
those
can't take the
villains in
time to be
Hollywood over
haunted.
here right now. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Getting that movie deal. So, Goslin, by the way, had said that like her theory about why they could see Darkwing is because they cared about him and like loved him so much that like this is why they can see
Aw.
him and thus no one else can because they just love him the most. And obviously, Megavolt doesn't
Yeah.
care about him.
Oh,
But
sure.
yeah, sure. He's only obsessed with him writing a movie and book about it. Whatever.
Right. It's like kind of sounds like he's thinking about him all the time, if
It
you
sounds like
ask
he's
me. But not
obsessed with
lovingly, I
him.
guess.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't care about him in a loving way.
Yeah.
So Darkwing at this point, we know
Like
he's got a short
LP.
temper. Yeah, exactly. That's again, it just proved even more
And
that they
Morgana,
are.
I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Yeah.
They care about him in a loving way.
Yeah. It's this little family.
Yeah. And so Darkwing at this point, we know he's got a temper. He's absolutely like blowing his gasket at all of this, being like, I am not dead. Like, cut this shit. I am alive. This is just a weird thing. It's a phase. I'm going through a phase. I am not dead. And he gets cut off when a skeletal hand, and I don't mean like a very bony, decrepit looking nasty hand. I mean the hand of a skeleton lands on his shoulder. And Darkwing turns
Not this
around
guy.
and looks up to see the one, the only. I need like a drum roll, like
Drum
razzle
roll.
dazzle style
Noted.
coming in. The man of the hour, cloak, scythe, and all. It's our man, doo, Death.
Himself.
So, yes. Oh, and as a total side note, I forgot to mention this earlier. I think why this episode wasn't banned is because he's only briefly in hell and then comes out of it.
Okay.
Versus, I think my episode, I also need to rewatch it and stuff. But like,
Yeah,
I think in that
that's
episode,
interesting.
Beelzebub is like coming out and like possessing people and like comes to the earth and is like
Okay.
doing evil stuff. Versus this one, he's just briefly in hell, but then also in heaven and then he's out of hell.
I was like,
kind of
and they
thing.
have heaven too to show kids. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, no,
and-
see, there is another way. No,
Yeah, and I think
no.
Beelzebub was just like, you're already here, so I'll put you in there. Versus I think in the band one, he's like out doing shit on the earthly
Okay.
realm. I
Yeah,
think.
we're gonna do a comparison because
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was more devil
know,
on earth
what
versus devil
what
staying
draws
in hell.
the line for them?
He's
Like
staying in his
where was
lane
the
in this
line crossed?
episode. You know,
Yeah.
it was literal hell lane.
Don't be bringing that devil on our turf. Yeah, leave him down there.
Stay at
Yeah.
bottom floor of that elevator ride.
Interesting.
So-
you can show him offing a senator or a car
as long as
salesman
it's
or
in
committing
hell.
exactly, but don't bring that up here.
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up to the terrestrial zone, my man. So yes, we've got our man, or one, our entity, let's say, Death.
Yeah.
And behind Death, a glowing door appears, and he silently just points at it and looks to Darkwing Duck. And all we can see, we can't see a face. It's just the black hood with nothing underneath.
Yeah. Love
And so
it.
yes, he just silently points in that direction. And now, look, I know this is a long episode, but I couldn't not do a side tangent and a Wikipedia deep dive
Thank
about
you.
the Grim Reaper.
Well, awesome. I love it.
Yes.
I was just thinking of some questions like, I've never actually really thought about the distinction between the Grim Reaper and the devil. I mean, obviously I know they're very different, but I'm like,
Uh-huh.
Is there like a connection there? What's just tell me. Tell me about him.
Message? I will
Yeah.
tell you about him. So this is,
Mhm.
I tried to condense it down. I could have done
Or her,
3 to 10
perhaps.
hours about this, but
Hmm.
here's our Wikipedia summary of the origins of like the Grim Reaper. Of course, here is the caveat, which is that pretty much every culture and society has depictions of death,
Hmm.
which, again, this is why I could talk about it forever, yanked myself out of it. So we're just going to focus on the Western culture version. That's specifically the Grim Reaper. Like when we, at least like in the US, picture the Grim Reaper, and in a lot of Europe, when you picture the Grim Reaper, this is what we picture, and this is what I'm going to
Yeah.
talk about mainly.
Nice.
So, the Grim Reaper is a personification of death in Western cultures that appears at the moment of death. So, he doesn't kill you, he's just there at the moment you die to take you away to
Hmm.
whatever's next. You know him, you love him, he's got the black robe, he's got the scythe, he's a skeleton, he's a little
Yeah.
skelly boy.
He doesn't like
And
to change his appearance too
he,
much
you know what?
at
If
all,
it ain't
really.
broke, don't fix it.
Don't
You know?
fix it. No need. Yeah,
No,
there's nothing
no
to fix.
need. Iconic.
He's a
It's like a
fashion
little black
icon.
dress. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone around the world always knows what this man is wearing, or
You know.
woman, I don't know, what
You
this
know
thing
when
is
it walks
wearing.
into a room. Okay? You
Exactly.
don't need to question it. You know right away. That's icon status.
Literally.
So these three aspects of his depiction, so the black robe, the scythe, and the skeleton,
Mhm.
have apparently been connected to the concept of death in Europe, in European art, since about the 14th century. But the name Grim Reaper and all of those three concepts combined didn't happen until the 19th century. So most likely the origins of like the concept of death with these like kind of three, again, a skeleton, scythe, black robe, not necessarily all together yet, probably came from a combination of multiple European folklore that's connected to what else was happening in the 14th century, the Black Death, the
Yeah.
bubonic
Hmm.
plague. So back then, it was often the like skeletal side of things. It was often skeletal creatures or women with wings who are carrying scythes. That was like what death looked like then, which like, you go girl. Like
Yeah,
working gal in the 14th century, get it.
exactly. Get those
It's hard
wings.
out there.
Exactly.
Get
Do
them
that job.
wings.
Yeah.
So yeah, 14th century bubonic plague, when it was like death equaled skeletal creatures with women with wings, and sometimes they had scythes, and the scythe was scythe was often there because of the agricultural associations in the medieval period and like the representation of removal or like the reaping of human souls from their bodies in huge numbers, like the plague. So basically, scythe, you're out there reaping like,
Yeah.
you know, tons of land, that kind of stuff. Same thing with souls, the bubonic
Yeah.
plague, removing lots of souls at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Symbolism.
exactly. And it was the Renaissance era that started to combine the skeletons and scythes more and more into like a full personification of death.
Mm.
So like it had art like the dancing macabre, which is like a really famous, like if you saw it, you would know it. It's like dancing skeletons like in a circle
Yeah.
kind of thing. So
Yeah.
like art like
Very
that.
creepy, but yeah.
Exactly. And so more and more like symbolism started coming with that, like big hourglasses to like represent like our time.
Ooh.
And so that started like slowly happening during the Renaissance. But it wasn't until the 19th century that in European art, the black cloak was kind of added, possibly related to wearing black at funerals. Like we obviously now are just like, yeah, duh, the black cloak kind of thing. But it was probably of like when people started wearing black at funerals more,
Mourning.
that became the fit. But it was only in the 1840s that the Grim Reaper appeared as a term for the first time, or like first big time in English print. So like, yeah, it came through bubonic plague to art, to like needing to personify and understand it more, to eventually in the 1840s, like using that term to describe like this entity of death in like a print and written way. So that's the very brief rundown of Grim Reaper. It's super interesting. It goes way more in depth. Also, every other like cultures, like personification and like the folklore behind it, very interesting. I wish I had more time to like again have a whole episode about it because it's so interesting.
Yeah. Man,
So,
that's first off, thank you, because I did not know that I mean, I guess I knew that it went back far, but I never really thought, like, when did not just the phrase, but kind of the image or depiction of this all
yeah,
begin?
like
So
always
that
comes
is
back to
interesting to
bubonic
know.
plague.
It, literally, yeah, that was
Yeah.
as soon as you said, like, well, 19th century, I was like, oh, the plague, basically, or
Yeah.
like a
Right,
lot of
exactly.
people
Like,
freaking dying everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, how do you understand it's
And
the 14th century and everyone's dead? Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know. We'll make
14th,
some
sorry.
skeletons
Yeah,
with wings and scythes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess the only other thing, I keep saying like him or her as the Grim Reaper or
Yeah.
as Death because being just who I am, a comic book
Uh-huh.
nerd, one of my favorite depictions of Death is from Marvel Comics, where it's
Oh,
actually
uh-huh.
Lady Death, like a
Hell
woman
yeah.
who has caused so much fucking havoc and pain in the comics, but
Good for
who
her.
I will say, and the reason I'm saying this, because you'll love this fact, in live action like shows
Yes.
in the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Who is
Lady
it?
Death is depicted by our favorite Aubrey
Ari
Plaza.
Plaza. I did know that actually
Yes.
because of the
Which is so
one
perfect.
show.
Yeah,
Yes.
Agatha all along, which is such a
Yes,
good
yes,
show
yes.
too. It's so, so
And
good.
a perfect death.
It's just about witches and yeah,
It's
it's
like truly the role
covens
of made for
of her.
Aubrey
Yeah,
Plaza.
like
Yeah,
I really hope they
forever.
bring her into movies or something, or like carry
Yes,
on her character because literally she was just perfect,
just
perfect role for
perfection.
her.
I will
So
say, while we're on our favorite depictions of death, I've been
yeah.
reading through the Discworld series, which is a Terry Pratchett
Mm,
series that, like, it was like 20 something books, like, spanned his entire career. But
mm.
death in that one, and there's some like death specific books because it follows like different motifs and characters throughout it. And death in that one is like so funny. There's this one book, I think it's the third or fourth in the series, called Mort, where basically like Death gets an intern and like wants to take a break from being Death, and just like this random like teenager accidentally becomes his like intern kind of thing. And just, yeah,
Nice.
it's my favorite depiction
Wait,
of
I love
Death.
that.
Is
I've never heard of these
it's
books. What are they
oh
called?
it's called the Discworld series, and like,
Discworld.
yeah,
Hmm.
we can talk about it afterwards. It's so good.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like
that's too much.
they're
Yeah,
super fun, and
but
but yeah, Death is like a character throughout all of them, and like
I love it.
it's just my
I'm like,
favorite
I'm
depiction
tired of
of
this
Death.
shit. It's
Yeah,
like
he's
I've
just
been doing this so
tired.
long. Can I get an intern?
Yeah,
Don't
give
blame
me
them. It's
someone
a
get
busy
over here and
job.
do some work here. Someone help me out.
Hmm.
Someone get working
It's
here.
like the more he works, it almost seems like the more he has to work in the future. It's like he can keep taking
Exactly.
as many people out, but the population keeps booming.
I
So it's
know,
just like it never ends
exactly.
for
It's
this
never
guy.
ending. He's
Mm.
tired. He's tired.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Got to
yeah,
pass the
so
sigh on to somebody else.
exactly. Like I passed that scythe on, So yeah,
Yeah,
so I love it. That's a really good
interesting.
depiction of death and very fun. Highly
Yeah.
recommend. So
Mm.
yes. Anyways, Darkwing now facing the Grim Reaper
Death.
does what
Yikes. Now
many
that we
of
know
us
his
would do.
background, thank
Know his
you.
background, bubonic
Yes.
plague. Darkwing does what he does best in this episode, which is hightail it the fuck out of there as fast as he can.
Mm. Hmm.
And he's able to run all the way home, avoiding him, but naturally Death being Death, they're waiting at home basically for DW still, and starts
Yeah.
knocking on all of the doors. And Alexis,
Uh-oh.
yet again, an example of why DW immediately went to hell first,
Oh no,
is that
buddy.
DW shouts from inside, like, I think you have the wrong address. Try one door down. So we see Death go next door to the Muddlefoot's house, where the dad,
No.
Herb, opens the door, and Death just grabs him by the collar and starts dragging him down the street.
Oh my God, Darkwing is the worst. No.
And Alexis,
But
we
also, Death,
fully-
what are you doing? You should know better
you
than
should know.
that.
I think Death's just like, I just
He's
need a soul.
tired. It's been a
I
long
just need
day.
a soul.
Yeah, all right. It's like, I don't care who it
I
is.
gotta
just
count. I
need
got a
one.
soul count to hit, Or this was
Oh,
the intern.
no.
Who's to say?
Yeah, it's right.
But
Probably.
Alexis,
Always
we
blame it on the
hear
intern.
DW's like internal monologue being like, well, whose life is more important? Mine or useless herbs? Like, who's contributing more to society? Him or moi, the superhero?
In hindsight, thinking back to all the episodes of this show that we've covered, it was never a question of where Darkwing Duck was going.
Never a question.
It was never this duck has always been an asshole.
Destined,
He's
yeah.
the worst. Yeah.
He's always been destined to go all the way to hell immediately.
Yeah. In hindsight, oh man, Darkwing, you're not beating the allegations, buddy. Oh man.
No, you're just proving him wrong. Or you're proving him right with every
Yeah, proving
second.
him right over and over again. Beelzebub is just like, I imagine him and Peter are standing by each other, like watching this play out on some Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at Peter
He's
like,
just flipping his coin. Yeah, exactly. Like, see?
I
See?
told you. I don't know why we're even having this debate.
But we're having this debate because thankfully
Okay.
DW sees the, I mean, doesn't see, he sees the light in a different way. Sees the
Goslin
light of
probably
good.
tells him, oh,
Dad,
yeah, what the hell are you
that's my
doing?
best friend's
No
dad.
pun
Come on.
intended.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What the hell are you
An
doing?
innocent man.
So luckily, DW runs outside and starts calling and egging on Death to chase him again. So Death drops Herb and starts running after DW. And like, Death, by the way, is like classic horror movie killer movement of like he goes super slow. He's not in any rush, but he's always there before
He'll
you
get ya.
somehow. Yeah, and he'll get you. So DW runs to Morgana's this time, where everyone's been working on a cure for dying. Yes.
Morgana's
He's bringing
like, don't put
everyone
that
into
shit
it.
here. Yeah, she's like, what the, bro?
My man, this is why we broke up.
Yeah. This is why I told you to get the hell out of here. I told you
You're
there's
always
nothing I can
bringing
do.
death to my door,
Death.
and now literally,
Literally
not fucking
to my
cool.
doorstep. Oh
yeah,
God.
not fucking cool. So, yeah, so he runs to Morgana's, much to her chagrin, where LP and Goslin also are. So, like, my man,
Literally the
Go
only
straight to
people
hell.
who care about you.
yeah,
You're
right to
trying to
hell.
bring death to them. Yeah.
Literally bringing death to them. And so Morgana is like, Darkwing, I'm sorry. Like, there's absolutely nothing we can do. Like,
Yeah.
she tries a couple more spells, but, like, nothing's happening. It just confirms it. Like, death is final. It's here. And Darkwing with this, like, finally
You can't outrun
accepts.
it.
Yeah, like, he finally accepts his fate. He mopes off to head home just to be like, yeah, I won't bring death literally to your doorstep. And, like, LP runs after him to like go console him of like, it's okay that you're dead.
I bet Morgana didn't run after
Morgana
him.
shut that fucking door as soon as they walked out, locked it behind them.
LP like whispers that in Darkwing Duck's ear as he's like, only one of us ran out here after you, just so you know.
Yeah,
If you didn't
FYI,
realize.
it was me. Hi, your true love. I'm still here.
Yeah.
But you know who else doesn't go to comfort our dead duck? Goslin.
Yeah.
And it's not because she doesn't love her dad. It's because her love takes a different form that we've seen in other episodes.
Solutions.
Vengeance.
Oh. That's right. I forgot that about Goslin. She's actually like the worst of them all. At least to the
Goslin.
lengths that she will go.
Likes that she will go.
Yeah.
She glances at a newspaper that was sitting out, which is announcing Megavolt's upcoming book deal about killing heroes. And we see Goslin crumple it up and say, I'm not going to let him get away with murder.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So we hard cut to a graveyard, which had me real worried for a second because I was Goslin.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like, oh,
Goslin?
she already accomplished her goals.
Goslin cut a bitch. Like,
That was quick. Yeah.
like
She's
she's out there
wiped her
digging a
hands off,
grave.
like, well,
Yeah.
I have 2 more hours left before I gotta go to bed. So
Yeah,
what now I do?
bedtime.
Yeah, for bedtime.
But luckily, thank God, no, it's DW and LP making their way home because DW wanted to see his grave site and is like even more devastated because instead of like a huge mausoleum, it's just like a mound of dirt. Like
Oh.
a mound of dirt.
Wow.
It's got like
That's even worse.
it's got like a traffic cone on it with his photo taped to it, which like
Oh
I
my
think
God.
LP's like, we ordered your gravestone, but like it's not here yet. But like DW
But
doesn't
that's not-
care. Like I
you don't
assume
do
that's
that
what
in
the
the interim.
situation is. I'm hoping that's what the situation is at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say, otherwise, are they like destitute? Did Darkwing like bankrupt them? before?
Probably.
Maybe, which another reason
You
why he's
go
going
straight
where
to
he's going.
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
So, yeah, it's not good. DW is just
Yikes.
even more devastated. So they head back home. Like, DW just wants to turn some TV on and like veg out and just like distract himself. But unfortunately, right when they turn it on, it's Opal, aka Oprah. It's like very clearly supposed to be Oprah.
Would you say her name was Opal?
Opal, yeah.
That's funny.
Opal, she
Yeah.
got the Oprah haircut from the 90s, the whole nine
Nice.
yards.
Yeah.
And her guest today
Oh
is
no. Don't.
Megavolt.
Oh, jeez. This
And she's
guy.
asking him, what in your life, what are all the ways your life has changed since killing Darkwing Duck? And he starts going on and on about how rich he is now, about how much life is better is. And LP is like scrambling to change that channel and be like, we should turn this off.
Yeah.
We should not watch this.
Yeah.
But they stop, they freeze when they hear a familiar, righteous, and indignant voice come through the TV, screaming from the
Mm.
audience, if you killed someone, why aren't you in jail?
I
Which,
like I could not think of a better question to
a
ask in
better
this
fucking
moment.
question.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I know I asked it earlier, but it's still a valid
That's why I
question.
played it down
It's
earlier
more
because, yeah,
valid
what the
now.
fuck? Like,
Yeah, like what the hell is happening right now?
why is he on a talk show? Why is this child the only one calling this shit out?
Exactly. There are no police officers doing anything about this right now. No,
Yeah,
no
he's
FBI. No,
there. He's
nobody.
not in a
Nobody.
jumpsuit. He's not in cuffs. Like nothing. He is thrown out
Yeah.
on that stage, and Goslin, being that bitch, like she runs up and grabs the mic from Opal slash Oprah, who's trying to like fight it back, and Goslin goes, "Let me talk. I'm a citizen." Which, like, I don't know. I just love it.
First Amendment, damn it. Give
Yeah,
me my
exactly.
rights.
Free speech. So she gets that fucking mic and she runs up on that stage and says, and she starts riling up the crowd. She's like, if you guys bought this book, you need to go and demand a refund. Like, this is a murderer. But
Yep. Always go for the pockets. Yeah, go for the
Alexis, remember,
pocketbooks.
there's, like you said, there's no security here. So Megavolt just grabs her and says that he'll do away with this little brat. And then he turns to the camera. Of course, on my new episode of my new show this week, Megavolt's Crime of the Week, which is
What?
just him committing
Committing
crimes.
It's like the opposite of cops.
Yeah,
Or like the first
opposite of cops.
48. It's like instead of finding the person who committed the crime, let's watch
He is
people
doing
commit
the
crime.
crime.
And then, yes.
And watch it. Yeah. And so, like, I really have to say, like, I don't think this was maybe the intention of the show, but I read all of this as like a very funny commentary on like true crime, which like I'm obviously an active like participant and like listener, viewer, like
Yeah.
consumer of.
Same. Yeah.
But like, yeah, I just thought it was like a funny, I don't know.
In a
I feel
way,
like
it
they
is
were really
actually.
leaning into being like,
It's
this is
basically what you guys are
it's kinda
doing.
what's
I'm trying to
happening
think
here
of
sometimes.
what was on back then. I guess they had like Dateline and stuff like that, or like little
Yeah.
independent, like on TV news, like
Yeah,
documentaries and
exactly.
stuff like, because this was before podcasts or even before like,
Yeah, but like true crime's always been around an
but
obsession and
thing.
a moneymaker kind
Exactly.
of thing. And
Exactly.
so, yeah, it was just like,
Books
to
and
me, a funny
let's
commentary on it.
glamorize. Exactly. Yeah. That's
especially like the propping up of the
not
actual
wrong.
murderer. Yeah, so
Exactly.
I thought that was very funny of them to, even potentially unintentionally, but even if it was intentional, like funny thing to do.
Yeah.
So we cut to his studio that he actually has, where he has Goslin tied up. And he's there recording an episode of this new show where I guess he's like, I don't know, gonna murder this
Torture?
child. Like, unclear.
Yeah. And
Torture, yeah,
Wow.
unclear what's gonna happen
on TV.
on TV. And of course, DW saw this, so he zipped in his ghostly ways away to the studio, as does LP. But DW is a ghost. He can't do shit. Like,
Besides like annoy Goslin and
yeah, LP of like about
saying
doing
shit.
nothing. And I guess LP, you know, he's confused. He's in mourning. He can't do shit either because Megavolt very quickly overtakes LP and ties him up. And Megavolt, he's like, twice the victims, twice the ratings, baby. Like, let's do this. And just as DW runs to them tied up, hoping he can find a way to untie them, DW now gets yanked up by the collar. Finally, Death has caught up with him. And this time, in a deep, baritone, resonating voice, Death tells DW that he did not forget about him. And instead of getting away this time, Death drags DW. They just sink down into the ground, and they end up back in that, like, starry cloud galaxy, like, limbo state situation that he, like, started out in. And, you know, DW's finally going through all the stages of grief. He's trying to bargain his way out. He's angry. He's sad. He's in denial.
Hail Mary's here.
Hail Mary's here.
Yeah.
And Death
Last
is
shot.
just metaphorically rolling his eyes. And he's lamenting about, like, and this is so funny, of, like, the Terry Pratchett, like, version of Death. Of he's just, like, lamenting now in this very, like, beautiful baritone voice about, like, he doesn't understand why everybody hates him. They run from him. He's not the one that has killed them. Like, he just takes people to the next, like, place. And, like, don't people know how that makes me feel when everyone hates me so much? Which, like, true.
Right. When, like, it is. Death is misunderstood. It's I mean.
Misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's not his
like
fault.
you said, exactly. Perfect point. Like, Death is not the one that kills people. Death
Don't
just
shoot the
has to
messenger.
lead them to their final destination, which
Exactly.
that
The
pun
horror
was
movie.
kind of intended. Yeah.
Exactly.
Such good movies. Anyways.
So, yes, DW, though, he sees an opportunity. He's like, okay, he's multidimensional. He's like an onion. Peel back those layers. He's got something beside him. And DW is like, layers of death, exactly. DW is like, you know what? Bet you haven't had anyone like me here before, though. That's like, excuse me? And DW is like, I bet there's something I can do that you can't do. And Death's like, and what would that be? Precisely. And DW says, well, die. DW says, well, why don't we make a deal? If I can do something you can't do, then I get just one more hour on Earth to go save Goslin and LP. He doesn't even ask not to die. He just says one more hour to go save the people I love, and then you can have me. And so Death's like, sure, whatever you say. Like, what can you do that I can't do? And, like, obviously it's fucking stupid. Like, DW does this thing. He did it earlier in the episode to, like, distract Megavolt at one point before he got the anvil dropped on his head. He basically, like, laces his fingers together, like, in, like, a funky way. Here, let me shout out to our YouTube to try and see it, where, like,
if you're watching
like
Grace's,
and you have, like, one middle finger up and one middle finger down, like, that's it. You just lace your fingers together and have, like, one finger up and one finger down and, like, wiggle it around. Like, it's fucking stupid. But Death
he does it, and Death
tries to put his little skeleton fingers together, and those little skelly fingers just click clacking around, and they just all break apart and fall onto the ground. So
wow,
he was right.
This is a little embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Yeah.
And, you know, Death sure is word, though. So DW snaps back into the studio, although he is still a ghost, but he's back because he didn't say make me into, like, myself again.
Exactly. Okay.
Specifics.
Don't go making deals and bargains with Death
any
or
entity.
the devil. There's always something
any supernatural
that you're
entity.
missing.
Don't fucking make a deal.
Don't do it. And I still
Huge
feel like
mistake.
even if he did say, like, bring me back alive for 1 hour, like, they always got something up their sleeves.
You got to be as most detailed as humanly possible.
Exactly.
So,
and even then, I still think they had something up their sleeve.
Even then,
you
they're
can't
gonna get
trust
you.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can like try and make it a little better for yourself, but in the end, you're gonna get got for sure. So
Exactly.
yes, he comes back as a ghost still, where
Hmm.
currently, like, this self-propelling, well, I guess because Megavolt can control electricity, so controlling it that way,
Yeah.
like, electric razor is, like, biting and snapping at Goslin and LP,
Mm.
and Goslin's able to kick it away. And DW arriving back in, they see him, they're happy. He still can't interact with things, but DW, like, looks at the knot and starts telling LP to how to like loosen the binds that like has them tied up.
Hmm.
So LP is able to jump out of the binds just as Megavolt is turning other appliances on to attack them. And LP, with DW's whispering and instructions on how to be a hero, LP leaps over, unplugs, like rips the cords of all the devices, shouting lines that DW is feeding him, like, I'm cutting
Yeah.
off the power to your evil scheme.
Oh God.
Classics. Classic painful
Yeah.
DW
Good.
lines. Also why he's
Exactly.
going to hell. These puns, straight to hell.
Horrible. Yeah. Crimes against
Horrible.
humanity. These
Exactly.
puns.
But Goslin is still tied up at this point. And so Megavolt grabs another weapon and starts running towards her. And DW at this point is like, look, I kind of appealed to Death's emotions up there. I saw that he is multidimensional. Maybe Megavolt is too. And so
Hmm.
DW is, yes, feeding LP all of these lines. But interestingly, it kind of is also like LP or DW like coming, I think this is like the moment we see him coming to terms with like in an hour he is going to die and like be gone
Uh,
from this world forever. And
yeah.
DW is basically shouting, and again, LP is saying all this to Megavolt, but DW is saying, there's nothing in this world as precious as life. If you only worry about yourself, you're going to end up lonely and unhappy.
Mm.
And this actually stops Megavolt
Yikes.
in his tracks. And he's like, what? How'd you know that I was
Shit.
lonely?
Oh.
And like
Oh.
slumps down into a chair. And DW/LP go
Oh.
on and say, basically, like, in this life, like, this life is short and you need to spend it treating others with kindness and respect, like, in order to live a good life while you have it, while
Hmm.
also LP is tying Megavolt up very quickly
Yeah.
to like,
Meanwhile. Yeah.
and also, you haven't been very kind. You are a murderer, so we do need to, have
Yeah, yeah.
justice
But
still.
enjoy the short life that you have, which is
Yeah,
about
but
to be
like when
shorter
you're in
because you're going to be
prison,
behind federal
yeah,
bar. You're going
but
to be
like
in
be
federal
nicer
prison.
in prison, be a
Yeah,
little kinder when
maybe.
you're in jail here.
Yeah, to the extent you can.
Yeah. So they go and free Goslin and
Mm,
they take them back to, they leave Megavolt to get taken care of by the authorities. But they
yeah.
head to Morgana's to say like final goodbyes there. She
Oh.
tells them, yeah, that basically like there's nothing she can do to help them. Like she continued to try and research, but like this is it. You can't beat death.
I'm pretty sure
And
she
so,
gave up a while ago, and every time they keep coming back, she's just like, "Yeah, I tried.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
kept look.
She's like
Sorry."
having her nails be like drying. So like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't hug you.
Like
Actually, these are I wasn't doing my nails. They're just
she's like in the
wet.
middle of cooking or something, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my hands.
This was a
I've been touching raw
potion
meat.
for
I
death.
ooh,
Sorry, the potion, definitely a
sorry.
potion, not a stew for my
Yeah."
dinner. Did you
She's
guys want
like,
some
"Oh,
dinner?
we were still trying. We were still trying
Oh, you're
to
not dead
say."
yet?
Oh, yeah. No,
I'll
yeah, sorry, I didn't
totally.
think of anything. I couldn't come
Yeah,
up with
sorry. I
anything. My
thought you
bad.
were like for sure gone forever now.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
already went
know
to your
we were
funeral.
still
We're still doing
trying.
this? We're still doing this.
Yeah. Let
Oh, you got
me
5 minutes left?
let me
That's
finish
fine.
this. Let me finish cooking this and
LP Goslin,
then
you want a bowl? You want some soup?
yeah.
Or I got you.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Cool.
then cool.
What?
Cool.
Cool. Perfect.
I'll look in my
Then we'll
library again.
yeah, then we'll finally
Mhm.
be done with this. Sweet.
Cool.
So yes, they're there, and the hour runs out with of course, a deep bell toll, and Death appears
Mhm.
again, holding his hand out to DW, who is having like it's like the last seconds to say goodbye, and DW says goodbye to everyone.
Mhm.
He does apologize to Morgana, basically like sorry for everything I've put you through, like sorry, like we
Sorry
never
for
like
making
worked
you my
out,
side piece.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to LP and says that he was like the best and only sidekick he ever had and would ever want. He also asks LP to take care of Goslin, which, like, he would. He's Goslin's
he already
dad,
was.
so of course he would.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He starts trying to he embraces Goslin in this huge hug and starts trying to give her like life advice of like everything he can think of, which I mainly mention because here are the things he says: wash behind your ears, eat your vegetables. Okay. Stay out of prison, which relevant for Goslin for sure.
Yes, for sure. And honestly, all three of those are important. Like, I mean,
important life advice. Yes.
Yeah, but he should have led with number 3.
Yeah, exactly. And like, be a hero, and then maybe you'll stay out. Who's to say? But
also funny that he's giving life advice. Like, dude, you're literally going to hell.
You're going to hell. These are the things he never did. This is how he learned.
Don't be like me.
Don't be like. Here's how not to be like me.
Yeah,
but. This advice is cut off when Death puts his hand on DW's shoulder again and says, like, this is, yes, for whom the bell tolls. This is the final, the final moment here. And so DW holds his head high as everyone is crying. And he walks out of the building with Death. They're walking down the sidewalk. It looks like DW has fully, side by side, fully accepted it. Again, his head is held high. But remember, DW is an asshole. He immediately turns to Death and is like, never mind, please, please, please. And is like shaking Death, being like, let me back. Just let me live again. Let me live again. Don't let this happen to me. Not me. I'm not a superhero. I'm so important.
If only it worked that way. Or maybe it will
work that way.
I don't know.
And Alexis, we realize in this moment, your most hated trope of all time.
I already know. I've been trying not to say it this whole time. I already know. I'm trying to act like I have no clue, but yeah.
I'm just confirming what you feared, which is...
And yes, I'm glad you know it is literally my I cannot stand this trope,
I was so
but here
mad
we are.
Too. I was so fucking mad.
Here we are.
That, yes, we realize that he's not shaking Death and begging Death. He's shaking LP, who's standing at DW's bedside in a hospital next to Goslin, who is saying, it's a miracle that accident didn't kill you, Dad. And DW shakes out of it, realizing that, yes, he's alive. All what we just saw, that was just a little coma dream.
A coma dream? Yeah.
Coma dream, you know? And like, what a fucking... And like, he does like look to the camera and go, whew, what a cheat code that was. Or like, what a cheat. Which like, I love him breaking the fourth wall in this moment.
Thank you. Yeah, even the writers acknowledge, like, we know you guys hate this, but
yeah,
to be fair, for a cartoon, I can't hate it that much for a cartoon, because like, what we can do? Show Darkwing Duck literally being murdered? No, obviously not. I get it.
Exactly. I was like, that would be funny if this was the last episode of the entire show. Yeah. This was he actually dies in the end.
And after this, Goslin became Darkwing Duck. She took the mantle, and DW is dead. Actually, he comes back as a ghost to like mentor Goslin.
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been trying to co-parent with LP as a ghost, and then LP having to go on missions too.
Yeah.
So yes, like DW is obviously elated. He shakes it off. He decides, understandably a little manic energy of like, oh my God, I can do so many things now. I can do so much.
Yeah.
Like, first and foremost, though, we're having a party. Like, I'm having a huge bash. Like, I'm alive. First thing I want to do, let's fucking go. Like, let's celebrate this. Like, let's...
How hedonistic of you. And like,
literally,
again,
party for
probably
him.
cause to be going to hell.
Alexis, he's in that kitchen. He's running around doing a bunch of stuff. He's making a little cake together. He opens the oven and flames explode out of it, and Beelzebub comes out with a little wink, and DW shuts that fucking oven door, and that's the end of the episode. So yeah, like you said, straight to hell.
Yeah, right. And also, like, tread lightly here, buddy. You're given a second chance. Like, think about it. Do not have a party celebrating the fact that you're not dead. How about go volunteer somewhere? How about go
Well,
help
learn
a
a
lady
lesson.
cross the street? How about exactly? How about be a better father to your daughter and a better husband / partner to your husband /
to your husband
partner?
LP.
Like,
Let's learn a thing or two here.
I
And
love
he
it. Great
clearly
job.
learned nothing. And yes, that was it was the
Yeah.
best ending to have. Like that little again, I think that's the writers winking at us, being like, we know.
We
And
know.
also,
We gotcha.
he's going straight down. No stops, one-way ticket, straight to hell.
I can't think of which point of this, but at a certain point, I was like, this is like Dickensian coded. I was getting really like Ebenezer Scrooge vibes
Yes.
and like, look
I
at
think
what the
second
world
death
would be like if you
arrived.
didn't get your shit together, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like this is what it is.
Megavolt's freaking he's famous now.
He's
not he's not in
famous.
prison.
Yeah.
But like your family is so sad you're gone, but also like the world's
Yes.
doing fine. Like, is this really what you want
Yeah,
the world
world's
to
kind
look
of fine
like
with
after you die?
Your
Like, think about it.
traffic cone headstone, like guess what? People
Yeah.
actually didn't care
I
that
feel
much
like
about
that
you.
was the point. I think that was the point where I was like,
Right, 'cause
oh,
they
this
were
is
in
like
the
Ebenezer
graveyard.
Scrooge coded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like my worst fear
I
of
was
like,
like,
oh God,
ugh.
no one cared about
Yeah.
me. I thought everyone cared about me, and turns out nobody did
Exactly.
except for these two. Yeah, I
It
think
turns
that is
out
the
everyone is
Ebenezer
actually
Scrooge.
happy and thriving now that I'm
Right,
gone.
paying for about the book and gonna see the movie
Yeah.
about how I died. Everyone's
Yeah.
celebrating this.
The
Actually,
man who publicly murdered me is actually a
is a
celebrity
hero.
now.
Yeah, is
is a
the hero of this story. It turns
Yikes.
out.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, if that's not a wake up call to shape up your life, then I don't know
Don't
what
know what
is.
it is. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Incredible. Good job. Well done.
Thank
And
you.
love that little
It was
sprinkle of the lore of the Grim Reaper in there to like
Very
remind us
interesting.
that
It was
this is
very
a
cool.
if you didn't already realize it was a Halloween episode.
This
Boom.
is I guess that's what I should have pointed out of like this is why I chose it
mean,
because we went back to hell.
As soon
We
as you
got the Grim
mentioned
Reaper.
Beelzebub, I was like, okay, boom, check. She doesn't need to say anything about Halloween.
We got some
now.
satanic stuff. We got the Grim Reaper. You know, it's all tied together.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yes, I love.
And people dress up as angels for Halloween too. So
That's
like,
true.
we got a little bit of
We
that
got a little
as well.
angels. Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
just
So, you know, and like, you know, they always say like Catholicism, which is what I say because that's, you know, we went to Catholic school. Like they call it the most pagan of the Christianity. So
exactly.
Hey, if paganism isn't Halloweeny, I don't know what is.
I don't know what is. It literally like, hey.
That's where it came
Great
from.
job.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
It was so fun. I loved this episode. It was great. You know, I love a Satan episode.
I always love a Satan episode,
Love
a Satan
it.
appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm committed now to watching these two
back to
these
back.
two episodes of Darkwing Duck back to back because
Yes.
I gotta know what was the line.
Yeah, I think
I think you're right. It was like the devil being on Earth, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But I gotta rewatch it
because I
be
think
like,
it's
what
like
exactly all happened there.
I think Goslin like woke him up from like a satanic book or something, like invited him to Earth from some book.
Okay. Well, I
remember her being in a library and there was like a forbidden book that she used and like that's what brought him there. So there's like satanic ritual. I think that's what it was. Like it was
it's
satanic
summoning.
ritual.
It's the whole summoning of it all.
Of it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Versus this time again, he stayed in his lane.
He did. Nobody called him anywhere. Nobody summoned him. He was just literally doing his job. Okay. Well, that's fair.
So
that's an obvious difference. Then I see
exactly.
it now.
Yes, and it all kind of came back to me as we were going through the episode of what the other
Thank you for
was.
that
So,
recap because I really couldn't remember. I was like, I know he was in it and Gosselin had to do with it, but I
but that was it.
remember what it was. Cool.
All
right.
Was.
Cool.
So,
fair, Disney. I get it. Fine. I guess.
Still stupid,
whatever.
But,
yeah.
Yes. So, Alexis, between now and next week for another Halloween episode, who should our listeners and viewers tell about our show?
Well, so since it's getting super close to Halloween now, as of the release of this episode, I think that if you're going to a Halloween party, you should tell someone who's dressed up as the Grim Reaper because it's almost certain that there will be someone there dressed as the Grim Reaper. Or if not the Grim Reaper, just someone in a long black cloak with a hood on. Because there's other costumes that can fall, like Scream, which that's what I was last year for Halloween.
Of course you were.
Or no, 2 years ago. Ghostface. Yes, I got the mask and everything.
Hell yeah.
My
Perfect.
Closet. Yep. So any of those two.
That's good.
Who should they tell?
I think after that, you should tell someone working at Spirit Halloween, you know? Like...
our favorite.
It's getting close for you to get that costume, and they're probably stressed because there's a lot of last minute people, myself included, who decide on costumes at the very last second. So I think you should tell someone working at Spirit Halloween
Nice.
what it is.
Nice.
So yeah. And
Cool.
till then, we'll see you all next week.
Until next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.